thatmovieguyUK.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Maybe welcome for the very first time. Today's video we are going to be discussing Lawrence Michael Levine's Black Bear. This was a sleeper hit, I would say, at Sundance 2020, and the main discussion about this was Aubrey Plaza and her performance within this film. I love Aubrey Plaza. She is the queen of indie right now, I would say. Ingrid Goes West is fantastic, and her current performance in Happier Season is equally as juicy and very, very... I don't know. I just loved that film. It's fantastic. Check it out if you haven't. And also, Christopher Abbott is in this film, who, again, pops up in indie films all the time. As of recent, let's not forget Piercing, Possessor. Fantastic work from him, as always. But the question about Black Bear is, does it actually mean anything, and does it live to the hype of Aubrey Plaza, Christopher Abbott hybrid? Well, we're here to discuss it. Black Bear is set in a remote lake house in Adirondack Mountains. A couple entertains an out-of-town guest looking for inspiration in her filmmaking. The group quickly falls into a calculated game of desire, manipulation, and jealousy, unaware of how dangerously intertwined their lives will soon become. Black Bear is a crockpot of a film, and it is an absolute wild ride. It just meshes a hybrid of fears and tensions and just meshes it all together. And I really don't think you can categorize this within a genre. It's kind of a very ambiotic kind of film that you just kind of have to immerse yourself into it. And from the beginning of this film, let's discuss the idea of the bear. The bear is a symbol of our primal instincts and our primal nature. And basically, it kind of shows how we can break out of the conformities of being a pristine human and, well, becoming the inner animal that's inside. And this is what we see through the whole of Black Bear. It kind of meshes itself around. It's a juxtaposition at times, and it parallels itself. Because the first part of this film is Alison, who's played by Aubrey Plaza, going into the lake house. And we see Christopher Abbott and Sarah Gadon's characters, who are husband and wife. But then this film splashes over then into a second part where we are making Black Bear. And Alison and Gabe, Aubrey Plaza and Christopher Abbott, are then married, and Sarah Gadon is the femme fatale, I would say, in the second act. So it's an interesting kind of play on a scenario, but also the question is it a deeper psychosis of the discovery of how relationships work and the toxicity that it involves because of our fears and our paranoia of other people coming into our lives? It kind of is open to interpretation, and this is what Lawrence Michael Levine does so well with this film. While the thematics are the same, the characterization obviously changes, and this kind of intensifies this kind of discomforting idea of this new kind of embodiment, and I believe that this is further elevated because of the idea of this is kind of made a film within a film, and this type of artistry is very octane. You are working in close proximities with people, and relationships kind of blossom a lot faster, I think, and it becomes a bit more intense at times. And this is what you see with Levine, and I've been told that this is a kind of not biographical idea from him, but it's more of an idea where he's worked within the industry, and this is what he's reflected upon, and this is what he's seen. And I think it's beautifully canvassed with this kind of like tight framing. There's no real way to run away from it. We kind of see this colorization, which is very fuzzy. There's an interesting glow and a tint to it. And it almost does feel like a reflective, dreamlike piece, but at the same time you're not quite sure. That kind of ambiguity and non-linearism of Black Bear kind of builds into something that is a lot more unique. And I really loved this kind of frustration and the fast cutting it has at times. You have a lot of static camera, then magically it flows into a handheld camera. It kind of builds this momentum and the tension. There are interesting cuts. It's a fascinating blocking as well to show you kind of this kind of like disorientation of the kind of claustrophobic elements of the film. I really enjoyed the visual aspect of this film, but also, as mentioned, Aubrey Plaza is phenomenal in Black Bear and one of the best leading performances I have seen in 2020. I hope she gets recognised for this film. I don't know if she will, but wow, it just shows a full range of emotions on both sides of this story, and it builds into something that is far more great and iconic from her. I think it just really shows everything that Aubrey Plaza can bring to a film, and it's very touching, it's shocking. She builds on Sarah Gadon and Christopher Abbott, and she just tumbles them over when she wants to, but also this fragile side of her. And especially in the second act, where we see her to be the wife, it is very haunting and very chilling to the almost elements of Sunset Boulevard. I thought to myself, wow, this is fantastic. But Christopher Abbott as well is very quirky in this film, to the way that you don't normally see him, and he pushes and pushes, just like the director that he plays in the second act. There's a continuous push for the perfect scenery, and this film culminates into a scene that is very hard to look at, but also you can sense this artist in him trying to maintain the momentum of what is going on, because it just explodes. And this is what Sarah Gadon, who plays Blair, does so well in the second act. I loved her more in this second part, where you're not quite sure where she's standing and you don't quite know where it's going to go with her, but she builds on it and she really works as a brilliant parallel to Alison. But in the first act, I just wasn't as connected with her. But the parallel scene of confrontation in part 1 and part 2 are fantastic. And honestly, Black Bear is a tremendous film, one of the best films I've seen in 2020. And I know a lot of my videos have said this, but I only review the films I really want to discuss, obviously, on this channel. Easily in my top 20 of this year. Have you guys seen Black Bear? Please let me know in the comment section below what you thought of it. And if you haven't, what is your favourite Christopher Abbott or Aubrey Plaza film? Because I'm always intrigued to know. I hope you're all doing well out there. Hello new subscribers, hello subscribers. Like, share, subscribe, do as you please. And a couple of interesting things are coming up on the channel over the course of December. I am going to be reviewing a film called Liberté, which is on Mubi right now, very, very soon. Also, I'm going to be doing an Eyes Wide Shut Christmas special video essay, which will be the first on my channel ever, along with a new series that I am introducing, and that is So You Want to Get Into... And this is going to be about directors that people always ask me about. And the first director that I've decided to talk about is Hong Sang-soo. And it's basically going to be a series of videos that are going to introduce you to their work, their thematics, and basically what kind of director they are. And just recommend a couple of films so you can tread your toes lightly and see if they are worth the effort. So please check them out when they come up. And obviously there'll be a top maybe 25 of the year at the back end of December, along with our Christmas special of talking movies, which we will talk about as we plan it, because it's not planned yet. So I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope you're doing, well, doing some good stuff. And thank you very much for the love as always. And as we normally say on this channel, Diolch danko, obrigado, merci beaucoup, arigato, dankeschön, bitteschön, all the shows. And obviously, never change.